unbelievably, Governor Maura Healey late last week gave an interview with GBH, the aforementioned Jim Browdy, and the mindless Margery Egan, who she's really slipping. Really, it's the whole Margery thing is she's not as sharp as she's headed down the Joe Biden road, as far as I'm concerned. And so this is what Maura said. She was shocked and outraged that there was gambling at Rick's, basically. This is what she said about her own energy policy on GBH late last week.
And, I was outraged when I saw what had happened to people's bills over the winter, and we took immediate.
This is a woman that killed 2 natural gas pipelines, and now she's outraged. But wait, it gets worse.
Action. We worked immediately with the utilities to get to a plan to lower costs, to spread things out over time. Everybody got a $50 rebate back on their bill last month.
Hey, you got a rebate back on your bill. Shut up, plebe. We gave you more time to pay your outrageous bill, and we gave you $50. Shut the F up. Stop your complaining. Vote for me in 2026. By the way, I'm running for president.
Filing legislation this week that's going to deal.
This is the worst part. So if you're not aware, this week, Governor Healey is going to file more energy legislation. Here she is here. I'm sorry I interrupted her this time.
Rebate back on their bill last month. I'm filing legislation this week that's going to deal with the very issue that Mary's talking about, which is the high cost of energy.
This is a perfect example. This is a perfect example. This is what Democrats do all the time. They screw up the free market. Then they act surprised. Oh, the free market doesn't work. Oh, my God, it's awful. That awful free market. Those capitalist pigs trying to make money, trying to deliver goods and services, and now it doesn't work. How dare they? So after the Democrats / communists screw up the free market, then guess what they do? Instead of saying they should repeal the legislation they just passed, which screwed up the free market, no, can't do that. Because if we do that, that would admit what they did was wrong. Instead, they double down on stupid and they propose more regulation to fix the problem they just created. Happens all the time. Because the mindset is, as an elected official, and especially as a Democrat, you have to do something. You have to have government do something in order to look effective. So that you can get reelected and keep the the thing. And so rather than saying, you know what, all of this government regulation effed up the market, a lot of which I supported, instead of admitting that your policy was wrong, they say, we're going to have more of the same type of policy. Although but the problem with that is becomes more extreme and more extreme iteration after iteration, right? It's a very slippery slope to insanity. And so this week, Governor Healey will propose more regulation. And then I can tell you exactly what's going to happen. 3 months, 6 months, year, 18 months, whatever the time frame is, all of a sudden it will become obvious that regulation effed up the market even more. And then Maura Healey will come out and she'll be, can you play it again? Let's play it again. She is going, in 18 months from now, after this new bill goes into effect and it doesn't work, let me tell you, this is exactly what Maura Healey is going to say in 18 months from now.
I was outraged when I saw what had happened to people's bills over the winter.
She's going to be outraged. In 18 months from now, when the new climate bill doesn't work, she will once again be outraged. Let's bring up the mass fiscal video, which reminds us how evil she is.
I was outraged when I saw what had happened to people's bills over the winter. Remember, I stopped 2 gas pipelines from coming into this state.
Just a reminder that when Maura Healey says we need more energy and we can't get it from natural gas, just a reminder, she's the reason why we can't get it from natural gas. It wasn't that long ago where natural gas was a really good thing. Even the lefties were liking natural gas 5-10 years ago. It wasn't that long. They liked natural gas because it was a lot cleaner than like coal. Although there are now some technologies to make coal incredibly clean, which would be a game changer. But coal's a 4-letter word to the left. So yeah. And so is gas, actually. And we have tons of natural gas in nearby Pennsylvania, but she killed that. And now here's the whole lie of the green energy thing. It only works economically, and it really doesn't work economically, but it only works economically when you basically outlaw the other choices. You see, they're not interested in creating a better mousetrap. If they created a better mousetrap, everyone would flock to it, right? Who doesn't like a better mousetrap? But in order for you to buy their mousetrap, they have to basically outlaw or prohibit the delivery of or degrade the infrastructure of all the other mousetraps. That's the only way they can get you and or subsidize with your own tax dollars your adoption of their mousetrap. That's the only way it makes economic sense. And then there's also the environmental aspect, which never makes sense.